just start. Now, let me just do it for other people's sake. Alright, now, we want to learn how you want to perform buffer. There's something called buffer analysis. You know, your stage 2 is all about spatial analysis. Did you get my points now? We want to learn how we can perform buffer. We can perform buffer on points, line, and what? Polygon. Did you get my point? So it's a very simple task. Now, I have some points here in my map. I have College of Technology, and this is Cross River, Calabar, right? That's Calabar. Cross River is in Calabar. Good. This is Calabar. Now, I have University of Calabar, the State University, which is Unicross. Now, I want to perform buffer. We have single buffer, we have multi-buffer. Did you get my points now? We have two types of buffering. You have the single one and what? The multi. You can perform multi on either point, line, polygon. Did you get my point? And you can perform a single buffer on either point, line, and polygon. Did you get my point now? So it's a very simple thing. Now, what do you do in this case? You search for the two called buffer. Are you going somewhere? Drop your system and work. Your author name is too big on your maps. Every map you produce, your author's name is always big. That's style. You like big things. Oh my god. So you search for the two called buffer. FFER. All together. Search for it. Did you see that? We have buffer and we have what? Multi-ring buffer. Did you get my point now? We have the buffer and the multi-ring buffer. These are the two tools we are going to use for the spatial analysis. So once you click on the buffer, we want to click on the buffer. Can you do that? Click on the buffer. I think I gave you this Excel. I gave you this. Did I give you the coordinate for this Excel? It's surprised I has it. Yeah, surprise has it. Now, inside the feature Unicross, I want to check what is the radius at so distance. I want to see every properties around Unicross within so specified distance of the choice. Did you get my point? That's the function of buffer. Did you get? Now click on Unicross. That is my area of focus. That's the source. Did you get my point now? You can have an hospital as your own source. How good? You can have schools. You can have markets. Did you get now? So you want to see what is the radius at maybe 20 meter, 30 meter, 1 kilometer. Did you get my point now? From this so point. I don't know what I get at. So it's a very simple task. Now, I inserted the Unicross to be my input feature, and then you need to specify the distance you want. Now let's assume that I want to check out every properties that are within, let me say, 500 meter range from State University in Calabar, Cross River. Did you get my point now? Now, I'm going to type 500. Did you get my point now? You can change your units here. Is your system a desktop? Is it a desktop? Okay. It has an extension, so. Surprise, we started the class already. Where are you? You are your friend. Is it working? Is it working now? Units. Yeah, like I was saying, you can change the units altogether. It's charging now. It's not charging? What about that? Is it charging now? No. No? Are you sure it's still working perfectly? That's what I'm thinking, because at least it should be shaking like sparking. It should be sparking here. So we cannot specify the range you want. 500 meters. Are we together now? Are we together? Now, click OK. Let's see. Let's see the result we're gonna have. Click OK. So it's working. Did you see this now? At 500 meters from University of Cross River, State University Cross River, we only have one property intersecting this buffered zone at 500 meters. Alaja, are we together? Zainab, right? Good. I'm right this time, right? So we only have one property that falls in between the 500 meter buffer zone. I sent this, what's it called? This file to you the other time. The property, you have it on your side. Okay, good. But I just want us to understand the concept of buffering. It's very simple. It's not something like that. Now, at the same time, I can perform multi-buffering. Multi-ring buffering, more than one. Did you get my point, Finn? Now, just search for buffer and then you see multi-ring buffer. Try to drag in the unicross location, which is the point. And then now specify the distance at 500. Click the plus sign at 1000 or maybe 15. Did you get my points? Click the plus sign and then at 2000. Then click the plus sign. Did you get? If you want to remove any one of your choice that you have no interest, just use the icon times, the cross sign. Remove it. Did you get my points? Bring your charger. Your system charger itself. Yep. It's on. Yeah, it's an extension as it should. Yep, you're welcome, sir. I'm right. So did you get this now? So now let's assume that I want to use 2.5. I mistakenly typed 2000 the other time. You get that? So you can type 2.5 and then click on the plus button. I don't know where to get that. So it's a very simple task. Then now click OK and let's wait till it runs. Topic. How are you doing? Understand? Okay. You are Shannon now, you know this one now. You can see that. I wish I would make use of meter or kilometer. From what I'm seeing, I think it's kilometer. What am I copying? I'm not copying anything. Remove. I don't need it. Yeah, we need to specify the units. We made a mistake that. So I used 500, right? Plus 15, right? And then 25, right? Specify the unit to be meter and then click OK. Let's work again. Oh, sorry, the point. Unit cross. Click OK. All together. So I made a mistake there. So it's working with respect to kilometer. That's how we have a very big polygon. Do you understand the concept? It's very simple. Everything you have here in the 2 is just for spatial analysis. Did you get my point? Clipping, margin, all those tools are in there. Just know that projection. If you're asked to project from in a datum to WGS84, do you know how to do that? Can you do that? If you're asked to project from Mina to another coordinate system, can you do that? You can. That's good. I love that. everything is under your spatial analysis, your two boxes rather. So you can just search for that particular project. And remember, there's a difference between projecting vector and projecting raster. Because if you use the project tool for vector, you are using it for raster, it will never work. It won't work. So you need to know the appropriate tool you want to use for the type of data you have, either vector or what? Raster. So you can see now it's done. So I can zoom this to layer. You see this now. You see this now. So I'm able to what? To see every properties that falls within Unicross at 500 meter. We only have what? How many property? 1. And let's assume that I have a lot of points. It's because I can see this, right? Now let's assume that I have a lot of points and I want to count the number of properties that fall within so range. How do you do that? Perform your query. It's very simple. It's just a selection by what? Location. Did you get that now? So it's very simple. Tai, are you with us? Or you are doing your... You're not with us. Alright. Now, click on the selection. You see select by attributes. Now, Unicross multi-ring buffer. Sorry, the properties. It should be the properties. I want to search for the properties, not the station. The station is where you get the buffer zone. Now I need to calculate the number of properties within a particular zone, buffered zone. Did you get that? Now, the spatial selection is that they are completely within the source layer. We have a lot of spatial selection method. You can see intersect 3D. Please, you can have that on your side. Just try to see the type of spatial selection method we have. You can see what I'm trying to say. Did you get that? We have a lot. I'm trying to reduce this so that we can see what I'm doing on the screen. I believe you can all see that. Good. Now, go to your selection by location and then click on the properties you want to calculate, right? I want to calculate the property within this. And then the Unicross, that is the buffer, the source, the boundary I want to check. You know, it's a multi-buffered zone. So I need to check properties within so range. You get my point? Within 0 to 500, I need the properties. Within to 500 to 1,500, I need the properties. And then from 1,500 to things, I need properties. This can come as a job. You have an entertainment location. I want to see how many residentials this entertainment is serving at 200 meters away from me. Did you get my point now? So these are the things you can work with. Now, the spatial selection method, you can see we have a lot, but as you go through all this, you understand each one of it very well. But for our own purpose here, we want to check are completely within the source layer. That is completely. For line, you can say every point that intersects this line, I need it to be queried. Did you get my point now? So any point that passed through that line will be queried. Did you get that? So it's a very simple thing. So we just need this to be completely within the source layer. And let's apply this and let's see. You see that? All the properties have been selected. Did you see that? It has been selected. Did you see that? Everything has been selected. Now, I want to count how many properties are within this 2,500 radius from State University Calabar. Right click on the property. Open the attribute table of that property. And remember I told you that if you want to check which of these records are selected, you just toggle in between this button. This is showing all records. This is showing selected record. So you just click on selected record. So you'll be able to see the total number of what's it called? The location that is being selected. That is 38 out of 73 locations are selected. And now let's say I want to determine properties that are within 500 and 1005. How do you do that? It's very simple. Just close this, clear all selected clear selected feature. You get my point? Now right click on that particular multi-buffer zone, open the attribute table, select that particular zone, which is what? 1,500 altogether. So I want to see every property within this range. Now, go back to my selection by location altogether, steal my property, and steal the unicross multi-buffer zone altogether now. Now, I'm completely within the source layer. Now, don't forget to check this. Use what? Selected feature. So once you click on this, and then, let me close this. Once you click on that, use selected feature, you can see it said one feature selected altogether. So once you apply, you'll be able to see, did you see that? All the properties within this area have been what? Selected. Did you get the difference now? So if I ask you, I want to select every properties that are within, we already know that within 500 meters we only have one property, right? But let's assume that it's a very lot, we have a lot of properties within that area. Are you telling me you'll be counting them one by one? No. So you have to use your attribute table to check how many properties falls within the range of 1,005 to 2,005 or 500 to 1,500. Did you see that? So I have 21 selected. So you can see I'm counting already based on this attribute table. Did you get that now? So let's say I want to perform another analysis. That is, yeah, you have a question? Go ahead. Okay, multiple. No, I didn't export it.
I don't know how you get
But a single range, right? Let me go back again so that you can understand. You understand how we got the multi-buffer zone, right? Once you have the multi-buffer zone, open the attribute table of that multi-buffer zone. You get my point?
Yes,
Open the attribute table for it. This is for the first one, right? It's selected, right? This for the second one is selected, right? And this is for the third zone. It's selected, right? So now I want to determine how many properties falls within this second zone. Did you get my point? You select that zone. That's the first step. Did you get my point now? You now query using your selection by what? Location. You query using the selection by what? Location. Property location is what we are calculating, right? We want to know the total number of properties within this zone, right? The source layer will be the entire model, which is the multi-buffer zone, right? Now, you are going to check this. Use the selected what? Features. Did you get my point now? You can see it said that one feature selected. So you need to check this. So once you check this and you apply, you'll be able to see. Did you get my point now? Now, let's assume that I want to select two zones. You know we have three zones. I want to select two zones. Now, see. Did you see this? Two what? Feature selected. Did you get my point? Surprise, go here. Now, apply. Did you see that? If you want to separate the first, then you uncheck you uncheck it. The one of your interest. You uncheck it away. And then you apply. Then you're able to separate it. You see that it's separated. I don't know where I get this. These are advanced buffering. And then you can now go back to the property table and then see the numbers of properties that are being what? Selected. Did you get that? You are not following. So you have 21
the source layer
polygon. It must have a boundary. It can also be line. That is, the function of line is in the sense that, let's assume that we have some points along the line. You get my point, huh? I might want to calculate which point intersect this line at so. Did you get my point now? But majorly, or most of the time, it's always polygon. Did you get my point now? So you can also calculate a line intersecting a polygon. Maybe you want to see lines that are within the boundary edge. So you can use a completely, like intersecting the source layer. Now let me see whether we have some points that are intersecting the source layer. Wait. You just change the spatial selection method. Intersect. Apply. Clear. first layer. Intersect. I think it's the line that works with respect to this. It's selecting everything. Let me try to. Let me click on one here. Let me apply. Still the same thing. But I believe we all know how to count numbers of points within a particular location within given range. Now, that is the purpose of the tutorial. Buffering and you see now, learning objective is what? Select features and what? Create what? Buffers. And that is what we just did. Any question? Is there any question for that? So if there is no question, so that's the end for that section.